Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, we are from Group 7 from IPSE 2020. I'm Assyifa and I'm Nadira. We are going to do an experiment about distillation. So let's get started.
The objective of this experiment is to separate methanol from its mixture by using the distillation process. Basic theory. Distillation is a purification method for liquids and can separate components of a mixture if they have significantly different boiling points. In a distillation, a liquid is boiled in a distilling flask. Then the vapors travel to another section of the apparatuses where they come into contact with a cool surface. The vapors condense on this cool surface, and the condensed liquid, called the distillate, drips into a reservoir separated from the original liquid. In the simplest terms, a distillation involves boiling a liquid, then condensing the gas and collecting the liquid elsewhere. The experiment materials and equipments are methanol water sample, thermometer adapter, spiritus burner, distilling hat, rubber tubing, wire gauze with asbestos center, stand and clamp, grade-weighted cylinder 10 ml, distillation flask, tripod, receiver flask, boiling chip, thermometer, condenser, and the last is adapter.
So, let's see the procedures. First, set the distillation apparatuses. Then, pour the sample from the beaker glass into the measuring cylinder and a funnel in 100 ml. After that, place 100 ml of sample into distillation flask. Then, add 2 boiling chips into the distillation flask. Then, flow water passing condenser. Then, heat the distillation flask by turning on the fire by using the lighter and spiritus burner. And the distillation flask is heating. The sample in the distillation flask is boiling, and don't forget to observe the increasing in the temperature by seeing on the thermometer. Also note the temperature regarding the volume distilled. Also make a note of the temperature and the time by using timer so that we can see the constant temperature. And last, collect the volume of distilled at a constant temperature. Observation data and result. And this is the observation table, and we can analyze the data by seeing this graph. From minutes 1 until 3, the temperature is increased very significantly. Meanwhile, from minutes 4 until 30, it's not really increased significantly. It's always increased little by little, and there is constant temperature at 87 degrees Celsius for the methanol or the first distilled substance, and the volume is 35 ml. Meanwhile, there is a second constant temperature of the water as the second distilled substance that we got, and the volume is 12 ml.
Methanol or methyl alcohol is a colorless liquid with a sweet pungent odor. It is miscible in water at 25 degrees Celsius. Based on the theory, methanol has a boiling point 64.7 degrees Celsius, while water has a boiling point 100 degrees Celsius. Based on our experiment, we got the temperature of the first distilled substance, or the methanol, at 87 degrees Celsius. The total distilled substance is 35 ml, and there is also the second distilled substance, which is 91 degrees Celsius. The second substance is the water. The boiling points of both methanol and water are different between the theory and the experiment. The reason for this might be because when we conducted the experiment, the substances were not completely separated. There might be a mistake that we made when we were assembling the equipments or doing the procedure. However, it is still possible to get better purification. We can use the second distillation process. We assume that it will get a good result as long as the procedure is followed correctly and the equipments are assembled well.
Conclusion. From this experiment, we can conclude that distillation can separate components of a mixture which has different boiling points. It suits the theory. It's a way to separate components of a mixture based on different boiling points. The constant temperature of methanol was at 87 degrees Celsius and the constant temperature of the water is 91 degrees Celsius. We assume that there is differences happened because the first substances and the second substance were not pure substances.
So that's all about our experiment distillation. Hope you get the knowledge. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.